Hi, everybody. I wanted to jump on here really quickly and talk about how Monique is pissed at Oprah and how she called Taraji P. Henson out for being fake, and just how bad things got for her during the year she was blackballed. She says being blackballed took a toll on her financially and it actually caused damage to her family life. Now, we all know Monique's breakout role was her own television show called The Parkers, co starring Countess Vaughn. It really put her in the limelight, and that show ran from 1999 to 2004. After that show ended, Monique got a role in a movie called Shadow Boxer, and this movie was directed by Lee Daniels. So when Lee Daniels approached her to do a movie called Precious, she accepted it right away. However, this role only offered her $50,000 for the lead role. Daniels confided in her that it was hard to get funding for the movie. He said one executive told him, "Who wants to see two big fat black women on the big screen?" But like Lee Daniels, Monique believed in the movie so strongly, she was determined to prove the naysayers wrong. And that's exactly what happened when the film premiered at the Cannes Film Festival. Everyone loved the movie. It was a big hit, even though it had two big fat black women on the big screen. However, when Oprah Winfrey and Lee Daniels wanted to send Monique on a press tour to promote the movie for free, she told them no because she knew that $50,000 wasn't going to last very long. After that, she got wind that Oprah Winfrey, Lee Daniels, and Tyler Perry were going around town telling people not to work with her because she was demanding and difficult to work with. She was shocked because she knew that film was making way more than $50,000. And then the unexpected happened. Monique won an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress for her performance in the movie Precious.
Here are the nominees for Best Performance by an Actress in a Supporting Role. Penelope Cruz in Nine, Vera Farmiga in Up in the Air, Maggie Gyllenhaal in Crazy Heart, Anna Kendrick in Up in the Air, Monique in Precious, based on the novel Push by Sapphire. And the winner is Monique.
First, I would like to thank the Academy for showing that it can be about the performance and not the politics. I want to thank Miss Hattie McDaniel for enduring all that she had to so that I would not have to. Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey, because you touched it, the whole world saw it. Ricky Anderson, our attorney of Anderson and Smith, thank you for your hard work. My entire BET family, my precious family, thank you so much. To my amazing husband, Sidney, thank you for showing me that sometimes you have to forego doing what's popular in order to do what's right. And baby, you were so right.
After winning the Oscar, Monique actually thought that things would get better between her, Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, and Oprah Winfrey. She wanted them to stop smearing her name, but they didn't. In fact, things got worse because she stopped getting jobs in Hollywood. So Monique decided to stand up for herself and tell the world exactly what she was going through.
Now, back in 2015, Monique infamously claimed that Lee Daniels stopped her from getting roles due to the fact that she didn't want to promote the movie Precious for free, and accused him of telling everyone she was, quote, difficult to work with. Oy. Now, this is the first time, however, that Monique has brought up Oprah and Tyler, who served as executive producers of the film. Now, when TMZ asked her about, whether she regretted her comments at the show, Monique, alongside her husband, Sidney, had this to say. Take a look.
What I would say to you guys, what I would say to Oprah, Tyler, Lee, one thing about me and my husband, we not no hiders, we not no runners. And when the sister says to me, aren't you afraid of the blowback? What I would say to you as another woman, aren't you afraid to even ask the question, am I afraid of the blowback? Because you would say, am I getting blowback for simply being honest?
And even though Monique spoke out publicly about what was happening to her, it felt like no one could help her, nor did they want to help her. And while all this was going on, the bills still needed to be paid. There was no more television and film money coming in. She had no choice but to revert back to what she used to do, and that's hitting the comedy circuit. She was back to life on the road. This meant that there was less time to spend with her children, and they resented her for it. It's like they didn't understand that the bills had to be paid. One of her sons actually confronted her about being gone all the time.
So I didn't really put the focus in. Well, I pay for that. There's a price you have to pay for that. And I had to apologize to my son because I said to him, I don't want you to think that your story is not valid because I didn't tuck you in. I didn't read you those stories. I didn't show up at sporting events because my whole thing was, yeah, but whatever you ask for, I can provide it. You see this big house? You see that basketball court out back? You see that pool? Don't you come complaining to me about nothing because I gotta go. And when I did come home, now I'm tired. So now you don't understand that?
And while her children didn't understand and Hollywood turned their back on her, the only person she had by her side was her husband, Sidney.
How does it feel as a man to sit back and watch some of the things that people have to say? Because I know me, I'd be ready to move some chairs around, bro. How do you deal with that?
It's disappointing. However, there's a level of education I had in reference to what I'm experiencing right now from a woman named Minnie Hicks, who was my grandmother. So the experiences that she had being born in 1903, where she had to deal with my grandfather not being supportive of her, the challenges that women are faced with, I had an opportunity to be provided with an education as a child to have a level of insight as to what the woman may expect. So she asked me, when you become a man, make sure you stand by your woman. And if she's worth a dime, she'll appreciate you letting her be whoever she is. So when I see, especially from other black men, the level of appreciation or lack thereof, I understand it because they see the struggles that their mom may have had. They see the struggles that their aunt may have had. They see the struggles that their sister may have had. They empathize to a degree, but the focus is not on appreciating a black woman being able to have a voice.
And this is how life was for Monique for over a decade. She continued to let others know that she was blackballed. She continued to speak up for herself, but she had to continue to hit the road. And Sidney was by her side every step of the way. Then 13 years later, after all of her comedy gigs, Netflix decided to give her her own comedy special. They offered her $500,000. And she thought about taking the deal until she found out that they offered Amy Schumer $11 million. Monique was fed up. She was tired of being blackballed, and she was tired of being overlooked. So she stood up for herself, but this time in a different way. She sued Netflix. 50 Cent gets word that she's still being blackballed. Right then and there, he decided to hire her. He offered her a role in his hit TV series, BMF. And not only that, he demanded that Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, and Lee Daniels apologize to Monique for what they did to her.
Last week, 50 Cent took to Instagram to let his fans know that he supports Monique returning to the Hollywood spotlight after watching her perform stand-up comedy and being blown away by her talent. On Monday, 50 Cent took to social media again to let his fans know that Monique is still due an apology from Oprah and Tyler Perry. On Instagram, 50 reposted an infographic from Hot New Hip Hop and wrote, "I'm sure Oprah and Tyler Perry would not want to continue to allow their influence to damage Monique's career. And this has gone on for way too long. So now would be a great time to apologize because I'm gonna put her back on. Green light gang, I don't miss."
Now fast forward to December 2023, when Taraji P. Henson comes out publicly and admits that African-American actors and actresses are getting severely underpaid, so much so that she almost didn't do the movie The Color Purple, a movie Oprah Winfrey produced. She immediately identified because she got flashbacks right away of what Oprah Winfrey did to her. Monique immediately spoke public on the situation and showed support for Taraji P. Henson, only to find out days later, Taraji comes out publicly in support of Oprah Winfrey. And to say that Monique was disappointed would be an understatement. She was pissed. She felt that Taraji should have been more vocal. She had the attention of the world. Even Michelle Obama was listening. Monique didn't understand why Taraji wouldn't put Oprah Winfrey in the hot seat and tell the truth.
So when you hear Taraji say, first of all, and I just want to give you step by step, okay?
Mm-hmm.
When you hear those sisters say, when we showed up, we didn't even have any trailers. When we showed up, there was no food. When we showed up, we had to get ourselves to the set. When you hear all of these things, and who was at the helm of this production, James?
Oprah Winfrey.
Okay, so when you hear all of these things, and then you start saying, see, this is the treatment of the black actress. It's nothing new. It's nothing new that the trailers are subpar. It's nothing new that either the food is subpar or there's no food at all. That's nothing new. So when Oprah Winfrey sits at the helm and Taraji P. Henson says, it's an honor that we were handpicked. We were handpicked for this movie. Well, if they were handpicked for that movie, those women should have been taken care of from the moment go.
Right.
There's no way they should have walked up and there were no trailers. There's no way there was no food. And then when you hear Oprah say, but when Taraji called me, what did I do, Taraji? Lady O fixed it. When Taraji called Oprah, what happened was, James, Oprah got caught. That's what happened.
And if you look up the title of producer and what it is a producer's job is, you'll find that what Oprah fixed should have already been prepared when they got there under the title of producer. There need not be a fix.
And you know why things like this can happen, though, James? And we all watched those videos with Oprah Winfrey and Taraji. We all hear different things that Oprah Winfrey may say when it came down to Harvey Weinstein, and we don't want to put this all on Harvey Weinstein because we'll miss the what, silver lining?
Because we'll miss the point.
We'll miss the point. We've watched this person, as I'm watching these videos now, and everything was, didn't I champion for y'all? As soon as you called me up, didn't I champion for y'all? For the production. It's like, Oprah Winfrey, stop. Stop it. Because what you did was you didn't champion for those black women, for our sisters. You didn't champion for them. What you did was you, in my humble opinion, it was, we can treat them just like we always treat the black actress. Who gonna check me, boo?
Oh.
I'm Oprah Winfrey. So then when Oprah Winfrey got the call, well, I fixed everything, but y'all know everything should have been done when you showed up. And that's the part that we're missing. Everything should have been done when our sisters walked on that set. It is no way that should have gone down like that. And now when you see our beautiful sisters saying, yeah, but it got fixed, it's like, y'all, we're making it worse doing that.
And either one or two things is true. Either Oprah is powerful, or Oprah is not as powerful at three things. Oprah is powerful, Oprah is not as powerful as we believe, or Oprah chooses not to use her powers as it relates to championing for folks that need championing for.
And you know what, too, James? And I say these things that I'm saying to you humbly. So when this comes out, I hope that it reflects the humility that we're trying to put with it. Okay?
Yes, yes.
It was easy for our community to accept a broken black woman. And we saw Taraji be broken and bent over and crying. It's hard for our community to accept a black woman that has a strong black man by her side saying unacceptable. In an industry,
while exhibiting strength herself. you see two black people coming together saying, listen, we can sit up here and talk about being pro-right, pro-black, or we can sit up here and talk about being pro-truth. Because that doesn't have any colors. Gender bias is not included. We just talking about what is true. And if we deal with what is true, it will help better those people so they won't have to hide from what's real. They can be truthful and say, you know what? Y'all don't know what it is to be Oprah Winfrey. You don't know what it is to be Tyler Perry. Success is a drug that you can easily want more of, and we lost our way, and for that we want to apologize. How can we make it right? Do you know how wide the arms of the community would embrace them for telling that truth?
Now, some people would say Taraji showed public support for Oprah Winfrey because she didn't want to be blackballed, while understanding at the same time, understanding that Monique has been through hell and crawled over broken glass to get to where she is today. She simply refuses to be overlooked and underpaid anymore. So in April 2023, she actually sued CBS for her royalties from the TV show The Parkers.
Countess Vaughn and I did a show called The Parkers. The Parkers has now been on air for 24 years. And they're trying to convince us, through our ownership of the show, that we made absolutely no money.
And it's baffling, being that when you have a conversation with the executive producers, and they allude to the fact that the show in its entirety, 5 years, was made for under $70 million. It went out of production in 2004, but by 2009, we see profit participation statements that show the program made over $700 million, but yet was in a close to $1 billion, if not $1 billion deficit.
So what we're asking you, CBS, is can you please treat these two black women fairly? When our brother Dave Chappelle, who ironically had a deal with CBS, said he signed a deal out of desperation and it was a bad deal, they were able to go back and do the right thing. And they made that deal fair, and they paid Dave Chappelle what he rightfully deserved. What we're asking you, CBS, don't pay us any more, but don't pay us any less.
So there you have it. Monique is going to continue to fight for equal pay for herself and for other African Americans. But is she being too brash about the entire situation? Or should she back down and take the Taraji P. Henson route? After all, the old saying says, you catch more flies with honey. Until next time, bye for now.